Hi, I'm Beata Lipska and I'm developer advocate here at Trilly Tech. So this is the second part of the video about the NFTs. So in this video, we're gonna have that hands-on experience. We're gonna set up our local environment and deploy your very first NFT smart contract. So let's jump straight in. Okay, so as mentioned in the previous video, we've learned about what is a smart contract, how does the smart contract NFT looks like, what is a trust between buyer and seller, and why we do need a third party, and why with the smart contracts we don't need third party. We spoke about the standards of smart contracts and what is very specific about FA2 token. So today we're gonna practice, we're gonna do some coding, which is super exciting. So what we're gonna do today? So we're gonna create on the local environment a collection of NFTs with metadata stored in the JSON files. And yeah, we're gonna meet Bob and Alice. So let's start coding. So for this part of the video, we're gonna follow one of the tutorials that is on our documentation website. So you can literally follow along, copy and paste, read through, and follow every single section that is here. So let's go to docs.tezos.com, tutorials, create an NFT, and let's go to the very first one, create NFT with the Tezos NFT tool. Okay, so before we start coding, we need to install some prerequisites. So we will need exactly 3 items: the Node.js, the Docker, and the Tezos NFT tool. So I already installed it. So just to make sure that we are using the right version, let's type node version. So here is a very important thing. We need to use the 18th version of Node.js. If you have installed newer version, please switch to that specific one, because otherwise we will struggle all the way down from now. So just feel free to switch to a previous version. Next thing, we need to install Docker. I already did that. So let's double check. So you can download the latest version. It's not a big deal if you use different version than I have here. And one last thing is Tezos NFT. So literally, let's copy this and let's paste it here. As you can see, it's pretty quick. So if we go and Tezos NFT version, yeah, we're using 10th version. It doesn't really matter if you have a newer version, it's gonna be still fine. All right, we're ready to start the project. Okay, so now we have everything installed. We can get into the coding part. So first of all, let's initiate the basic folder structure for our tutorial. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna just paste this and we switch to NFT-tutorial folder. Then let's initiate the NFT configuration. So we can check what's inside. So as you can see, the active network is sandbox, and we're gonna show it in a second. But we can see here a little bit of data that we are interested in. So Bob and Alice, they're going to be our friends in this tutorial in further chapters as well. But as you can see, we have some secrets here. We have address, and everything is under the sandbox. And the sandbox is going to be used in that specific tutorial. So let's check out. Let's exit Vim first of all. If you know how to do it, you're already a winner. So yeah, let's see what network are we going to use. So active network is sandbox. So next thing would be bootstrapping the Tezos sandbox for the local environment. But before that, you need to make sure that you run your Docker. So like this. Using that command will help you to identify if the Docker application is running. So yeah, I'm using Docker desktop. So if I click here, I can see that it's up and running. So to set up the Tezos sandbox, we need to use the specific command tzNFT bootstrap, and then we can start the sandbox environment. Yeah. We're trying to connect to Tezos node RPC. And as you can see, sandbox started. So just to be more specific, this Docker container is using FlexTZ tool. So if we go to Docker PS, now we can see that we have the container that is called FlexTZ. If you want to learn more about this tool, go ahead and check out the documentation. It's a very powerful tool and worth checking out. So yeah, we have our sandbox up and running. So what's next? So in this step, we need to go back a little bit to the plan and what we planned to do. So in this tutorial, we're going to create a collection of NFTs. Every single collection has its own metadata file, which is obviously a JSON file. So now we know that we have Bob, we have Alice accounts, and we're going to create a collection for Bob. So let's switch to the coding part and let's create the collection first. All right, so now we have the metadata file for our collection called My Collection. We literally can see what's inside. So the name, description, that is an awesome NFT collection. There is also homepage for this, authors, etc., etc. The interfaces are related to the NFT smart contract standards that I mentioned in the previous video. Let's edit our metadata file for the collection. So first thing first, let's jump here and maybe edit this My Awesome Collection. What else? Homepage. We can say that it's gonna be Tezos.com. Okay, I think, yeah, that's gonna be it. And location, yeah, let's keep that location there. So now we can validate if my collection is a valid metadata file. All right, so metadata seems to be valid. We can put some NFTs inside. So as mentioned before, we have two accounts in our sandbox. So first is Bob and second is Alice. Bob actually will mint the NFT that we're going to transfer later to Alice. So if we want to create a metadata file, let's go ahead and copy this and paste it there. So what happens when I'm going to create that JSON file? So all the information about the NFT, actually, let's maybe vim to this file. So what we have here, So name is token 1. There's very short description. Who is minter? And obviously that's Bob's address. Yeah. The artifact URI. And then we have some sort of strange address here. It starts with IPFS. I'm going to tell you what it is and how we're going to use it later on. So for now, all you need to know is that this is a logo of Tezos. So we can put some extra attributes, but for now, let's stick with sample attribute and sample value of this attribute. So yeah, it's all here. If we quit, we can also validate this tokens JSON file. Obviously, the description should not be empty, rights, etc. So let's fix that. Vim again, and let's edit. So first of all, our description should not be empty. So is the you have ever seen? All right, tags, awesome, NFT, doodle, NFT. Yep. Well, let's keep the minter as it is. As you can see that there is like artifact URI, display URI, and thumbnail URI. And by default, you have the same values there. But in some cases, you can change them because you want the main media to look different and the thumbnail to look completely different. And the preview would be also a different file. Any of them can be stored on IPFS, but about it like in few minutes. Yeah, we can add the creators, we can add the rights, and some other attributes that are part of the TZIP21 standard for NFT metadata. All right, I think let's give it a go. Maybe let's edit that one as well. Basic hairstyle is gonna be all right. Let's just simply remove it. Boom. The metadata is valid. So as mentioned before, Bob will need to have 2 tokens. So let's create a second token. So let's maybe clear that out. So TZ. Okay. Let's just change the name. It's going to be called token 2. All right. Repeat the step for the validation of the second metadata, and we're good to go. Okay, so that's it for that video. I hope you liked it. I think we're going to cover a little bit more in the next one. So we will learn what is IPFS. We're going to learn how to mint and deploy your NFT on testnet. So yeah, you can check and validate if your NFT is online on the testnet. So yeah, stay tuned. If you like that video, hit that like button below and consider subscribing for more content like this. See you next time.